Everyone, I'm Bengu. I have recently completed my PhD in IE Business School and have started as an assistant professor at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. I am excited to present this joint work with Professor Stanley Lim, where we empirically analyze the spillover effects of experiential services. The experiential service we focus on is tap rooms in supermarkets, which are becoming very prevalent. We see some supermarkets have cup holders in their shopping carts now, and some tap rooms even organize live music events. We see the media coverage about it too, where journalists argue that boring retail is dead and this type of experiential service actually attracts customers back to the physical stores. So, sure, tap rooms are an extra revenue generator for supermarkets, but how about the spillover effects? Since the effect is not obvious beforehand, we first ask what are the directions and magnitude of the spillover effects of introducing a taproom service in a grocery retailer? The economic indicators we are particularly interested in are sales volume, sales revenue, number of transactions, and SKU variety. Then we ask, what are the potential mechanisms explaining the observed effects? To investigate our research questions, we collaborated with a supermarket chain from the Southeast US. This supermarket chain introduced a taproom service in each of its stores. To tackle the endogeneity and selection issues related to which stores have taproom, we utilized the synthetic difference in differences framework. Looking at our store level results, we see that for each economic indicator, we have a positive and significant spillover effect of a taproom introduction. Then we ask why. What are the mechanisms triggering these positive spillover effects? Consulting to previous literature and industrial reports, we found the following four mechanisms. The first one is heterogeneous department effects. Here, we found that there is no significant spillover effect for departments that are unrelated to food and beverages, which can be explained by complementary sales mechanism. Then we ask, how about produce? Because produce is also here experiencing a significant and positive spillover effect, but they are not necessarily complementary to taproom offerings. To understand this, we suggest two explanations. One is impulse purchases, and the other one is anticipated regret minimization. Moving to our basket level results, we see that customers are buying fewer but more expensive items per transaction. In our product characteristics exploration, we focus on susceptibility to impulse purchasing and perishability. For both characteristics, for both product groups, we find a significant and positive effect. To analyze the customer reach, we have additional data from SafeGraph. These are point of interest geospatial data. Here we see that median dwell time spent in stores, number of new customers, and number of customers in total increased with the treatment. With the last two columns, of unique visitors and weekly visitors, we can conclude that both extensive and intensive margins are valid mechanisms behind the spillover effects. Now, we consider the initial setup costs of introducing a tap room, which may be deterring for supermarkets. To address this, we conducted a break-even analysis with spillover effects, where we first obtained a cost estimation from industrial reports, which is approximately around $850K. Then we conducted dynamic effects estimation with generalized synthetic controls for weekly revenue, and this estimation suggested that around 20 weeks are enough to cover the initial setup cost with spillover effects. To conclude, this is the first empirical study on the spillover effects of experiential services. We believe that, aside from the effects reported, our results may inform grocery retailers on other important issues such as aisle and checkout congestion, maintaining service levels, or inventory management. Thank you so much for your attention.